Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another wonderful Sabbath. I hope that you're having a good, relaxing day of rest and giving the Lord the praise that He most certainly deserves in our lives. What I wanted to talk about today, I kind of covered it a little bit in a previous video earlier this week on this channel, more from like an emotional and psychological aspect. But this, I wanted to really focus in on the spiritual. And that is, as we become, and most likely are already, aware of what's going on in our world, seeing, I guess you could say, the handwriting on the wall, watching the news, seeing how our government, our nation, the people of our country, the corruption and the wickedness and the vulgarity that you see all the time, and this blatant turning their back on God. You know, not just kind of subliminally, but they're very openly mocking Yahweh. They're very openly, making a mockery of anything that's holy, and so it's very easy for us to become kind of downtrodden, kind of, let it affect us spiritually and emotionally, because we are, emotional people. As much as, we try to block that out, it can affect us. And all I want to say today is just remember that you and I know that the book says that in the end, righteousness will prevail. In the end, our Father will prevail over evil. In the end, when, the good guys are going to win, okay? I guess is the simplest way to put it. So, Yahweh has a plan already in place, and He's had that plan since the beginning. And He's known the purpose for you and where you will go in your life, and he sees and knows everything already, and so His plan is unchanged. It doesn't matter who gets elected into the presidency. It doesn't matter what laws change. In the end, His plan will not change. So I wanted to read out of Isaiah 14. Verses 24 through 27. Yahweh of hosts has sworn, saying, truly, as I have planned, so shall it be, and as I have purposed, so it stands. To break Ashur, which is Assyrians, in my land, and tread him down on my mountains, and his yoke shall be removed from them, and his burden removed from their shoulders. This is the counsel that is counseled for all the earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out over all nations. For Yahweh of hosts has counseled, and who annuls it? And His hand that is stretched out, who turns it back? He's saying, hey, when what I have planned, so it shall be. It's not going to change. Nothing that you people down on earth, no matter how horrible things are, no matter how horrible the person is, nothing you do is going to affect and change His plan, His purpose. That, His hand is stretched out, and His plan and His will is being done. No one can stop that. No one can change that. So as we go through life, and this is the Assyrians, if you read that full story of their conquering Israel and, occupying Israel, and what they did, a lot of it sounds kind of what's happening in modern times for us. It's very easy, like I said, to get very worried, to get very upset, to become saddened by what we're seeing, just in our own lifetimes. How the world has become so much more wicked, how our government, how our nation, how the the people around us have even those going, churchgoers are slowly turning their back away from the Father, turning their back to the Father, and walking away from righteousness. Um, like I've said in past videos, even churches that claim to be following in his way and in the book have turned their backs to him and turned their backs to righteousness, and they're following their own worldly ways, their own worldly interpretations. And I'm not saying every church, I'm just saying, churches in whole are doing that. I know that there's still good people in those pews, and that there's actually still some good churches out there. But the point is, in general terms, this world has become, just a corrupt, wicked place, which is all laid out in the Bible. I mean, you read it and you can see that that's what's happening. And as we get closer to the end times, it's just going to get worse. And so we need to prepare ourselves spiritually for the things that we will go through, because it's only going to get worse for you and I. I mean, we're already seeing, and I've seen a change in my lifetime of the increased persecution for believers. It's more than just verbal anymore. They're trying to pass laws and change things that affect our lives and our beliefs, and eventually it's going to become physical levels of persecution. And so we need to always remember that no matter what happens, no matter what changes around us, no matter what's in the news, no matter how bad it gets, who gets elected into office, what laws get changed, that he still has a plan, and his plan is not going to change. His will is not going to change. No matter what we do, we as in people, here on earth, nothing is going to change his plan. And we know how the end results. We know who wins in the end. We know how the outcome is, as long as your heart is right with him. So, in your daily life, not just in an emotional way of realizing to not let these things get you down, but also in a spiritual way. Because I think it's very hurtful, when you see abortion, for instance, of how it's becoming just a common thing that no one really thinks about, and it's okay, I mean, it's just tissue, and now we're to the point that up until the time of birth, and in some instances even after the birth, it's okay to just dispose of the tissue, because it's just, and it's okay. We see that, and it hurts, because we know that child is created by the Father, that we know that it's that child is in his image, and it's not just tissue. So when we see things like that, it can hurt us inside. And know, though, that in the end, Yah, his love and his will and his righteousness will prevail. Pick up your Bible and start reading it if you don't. It is filled with what will happen in the end. And so as much as it is difficult for us at times to see the things around us, and for it to hurt us, to know that this level of wickedness is happening, and it seems to be happening at a faster rate, it's increasing at a faster rate, we always must know that that truly, as I have planned, so shall it be, and I have purposed, so it stands. For Yahweh of hosts has counseled, and who annuls it? His hand that is stretched out, who turns it back? No one can, because he is the ultimate. He is, the one that will see this through to the end, and and know that his will be done. He is the creator, the father, and so try not to let the things that are happening around us affect you so much that it starts bringing you down, because in the end we know what will happen. All right, thank you again for watching, and have a blessed Sabbath.